Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace, my go-to for building a website and online shop.
Hello everyone, how are you all? It's been a long time since I've shown my face on camera. In fact, the last time I think I spoke to you all face to face was in 2021, so over 4.5 years ago. And a lot has happened in my life since then, while at the same time I've gotten worse and worse about posting on social media, especially when it comes to personal life related stuff. So yeah, I feel like we're long overdue for another life update video. I don't even know where to begin. Again, so much has happened. So why don't we just separate them into like categories? Let's start with pets. So the last time I posted in 2021, I was talking about how I had just lost, or we had just lost our two beloved senior cats kind of back to back. They passed away within weeks of each other, and we grieved them for a long time. I mean, to this day, we miss them so much every single day. And we kept all of the cat furniture, cat toys, cat supplies, knowing we weren't ready to get another cat yet, but saving that opportunity for the future because I knew one day I would want cats again. And after a year, so in 2022, we finally were ready and we adopted a new kitten. It was our first kitten we've ever had. I have only ever adopted adult cats before that. He was just the cutest, sweetest, most like friendliest little orange boy, and we named him Boogero after my favorite artist, and also as an homage to Booger Face. So, you know, we have like Booger Face and then Boogero. And sometimes I call him like Boogie Boogs, the way I called Booger Face Boogie Boogs. Anyways, he has just grown up into the most like handsome, confident, extroverted, adventurous, affectionate kitty ever, and we love him so much. And so yeah, there was a year where we had a kitten and our two dogs, and we were blissfully happy. And then, unfortunately, in 2023, our beloved dog Mushroom passed away. She had been battling multiple health issues, and we tried everything we could to save her. But ultimately, I think her body was just shutting down, and we had to say goodbye. And like to this day, I can't really talk about it too much without crying. Like, she was the sweetest, happiest, like most gentle spirited dog. She was so kind and bonded so well with our new kitten and everything, and we just miss her so much. And yeah, like I said, like to this day, we haven't thrown away any of her toys. We keep these little things around. We just can't bear to say goodbye to them. So that was really devastating. When Mushroom passed, at that point we had lost 3 pets already. And even though we were like kind of familiar with the process, it didn't make it any easier. Like each loss felt harder than the previous. So yeah, that was a pretty dark time in our lives. And but we are very lucky that her sister Molly is still alive and doing well and in generally good health, and is still, you know, the sassy, feisty little dog. So we're grateful for that. But yeah, like definitely it was really hard. And I think when I lost Mushroom, I couldn't bear to really share that update because, well, I was grieving so hard and I just didn't want to talk about it. But also, like, I felt bad even updating about like Boogero because I felt like it was wrong to celebrate or gush about a new pet without first acknowledging the loss of an old pet. But then because I wasn't ready to talk about the loss of Mushroom yet, I just didn't post anything about pets. And I think I got into a dark headspace where I just realized like every single new pet that I get and that I love and share to the world, one day I'm gonna have to make a heartbreaking announcement that they've passed. Like even to this day, I'm so dreading the day that Molly eventually dies in her old age and then I have to share this really sad post again. So yeah, I don't really know where I'm at with that. It's hard, but I feel like enough time has passed. It's almost 2026 now, and I think I'm finally ready to at least update you guys on that. Anyways, so yeah, after 2023, mushroom passed. We were devastated. We had just Molly and Boogeroo left, and they did bring us a lot of comfort during that time. And in 2024, we were on a trip to China. We were staying in Shanghai, and there was a cat cafe like a block away from our hotel. We just casually visited one day and realized the cat cafe was actually a cat rescue. So all the cats in there were adoptable for free. And we fell in love with this little black kitten. I guess he wasn't really a kitten. He was like 8 months old, so kind of almost full grown. But this little black cat named Pepper, they had given him that name, and I thought it was so cute. And I don't know, maybe I was feeling impulsive, but I like literally filled out an adoption application that day. And thanks to the help of the wonderful cat cafe owners and a lot of paperwork, we actually managed to arrange for him to come to the States. So I actually flew back to China like a few months later just for one night to take Pepper home. So now we have 2 cats. We have Pepper and Boogeroo, and we are still so lucky that Molly is doing really well. And Pepper and Boogeroo became instant best friends, which I heard was really rare for 2 kind of adult male cats. Neither of them are like super alpha male. They're both like really like accommodating, and they don't really fight besides like playfully fighting. And yeah, they just get along so well. Before we got Pepper, we noticed like Boogeroo was kind of like, he was young and kind of trying to play with Molly, like always like sneaking behind her and trying to like pounce on her, and she really hated it because she's a senior dog. So after we got Pepper, there was a lot more like harmony in the house. The cats play with each other, they groom each other, they're just so incredibly cute together. So yeah, now we have 3 pets. We have 2 cats, we have Molly, and the house just feels like full of the little animal background noise. It feels like alive and busy and bustling again. And yeah, animal-wise, we're in a really good place. We still think about the pets we've lost all the time, but having these new pets, I feel like they're the spirits of our old pets kind of live on through them, and it's been really special to witness. Kind of like also us healing again from those losses, and being able to open our hearts and our homes to more pets. Okay, now let's talk about art school, because that was another thing I haven't updated you all on, but maybe kind of sprinkled in here and there in my various posts. In 2021, on my last life update video, I had just started art school. I was a first-year student at an atelier in Seattle. Atelier is where they kind of train you full-time in classical realism. And it was a 3-year program, so it was going to be first year drawing, second year black and white, aka monochromatic oil painting, and then third year would be color oil painting. Now, knowing me and how impatient I am, I of course could not wait like 3 years to do color oil painting. So that first year I ended up finishing both the drawing and monochrome painting curriculum in 1 year. So I would often stay late, like super late. Like I think the latest I've stayed was, my record was like 11:30 p.m. after getting there at 9:30 a.m. I would stay late to finish my drawing assignments a little bit ahead of time, and I would always eavesdrop on the painting lectures and demos, and then I would go home in my free time and paint using what I had learned in those demos, and then I'd bring those paintings into class to kind of prove to my teacher that maybe I'd be ready to skip ahead. And I don't know if it was my perseverance or just my annoying constant nagging that broke my teacher finally, but he was kind enough to let me skip ahead and skip a few of the monochrome painting assignments once I guess demonstrated that I had enough like prior painting experience and I had learned enough new like foundational painting skills. He let me move on. So I was able to start color oil painting in my second year, and I had such a wonderful time. School was very stressful. It tested our physical and mental stamina and patience a lot of the times. But looking back, I have so much gratitude for that experience. I feel like I really leveled up in my skills. I've made lifelong friends. And yeah, I would definitely do it all over again. So I actually graduated after 2 years. I didn't finish the entire 3-year program. And after 2 years, I graduated, and I was very fortunate and lucky to be invited back to teach in my 3rd year. So that was also wild. I actually had to teach some of the students that I had started school with because they were finishing the full 3 years. So I was like teaching my peers and my friends. So the first year I felt really awkward. I didn't really know how to teach. Teaching was not something that I had ever had planned or, predicted I would do. In fact, I feel like I was kind of a non-conventional, rebellious, at time, like kind of class clown type of student. So I was shocked that they invited me back to teach. I didn't think anyone took me seriously as a person, or maybe even as an artist, to want me to teach. So it was a huge shock. I was very humbled, and I very gratefully accepted that opportunity. It felt so good to be seen and validated in that way. So yeah, I tried my best. I think first year I did okay. Second year, I taught a little bit better. I think, I'm not sure, but, at least second year, I felt like I got into the rhythm more, and I started seeing kind of the joy of teaching. It was very unnatural for me and very difficult, but it was also super rewarding in ways that I had not prepared for, like being able to, I think my favorite part was being able to mentor the students and help them improve not only technically, but in their confidence as well. Because so many of the struggles of being a student in a high pressure environment like that, I could definitely relate to. And, I really wanted and cared about encouraging everyone to tap into their creativity, to, practice, of course, but also not get too in their heads about, making a certain amount of progress in a certain amount of time, and just try to like find the fun in doing art every day, and just helping them become more confident artists. That journey was fun. And then when I entered my 3rd year, it was a little bit different. So the way the teaching staff works is there's 2 kind of like assistant teachers. That was me and another student who had also graduated that year. And then we both worked under our program director, kind of like our main teacher. And, the 3 of us worked very harmoniously. Like the main teacher kind of made all the decisions. And then the 2 of us just followed orders, and we each knew like what we had to do, which weeks we had to come in. But then my 3rd year, so like this year, our program director took a sabbatical. So he was not there for a year, and everything was left to me and the other assistant teacher. And we just naturally never really got along. Like even when we were students, we weren't like enemies or whatever, but we just very different personalities, different approaches to art, and to life. So working with him was a struggle. I don't think he's like a bad person or anything. It's just we did not have that same work chemistry that I had with my program director, or that we all had with our program director. He facilitated a lot of the communications, and he was almost like the filter between the 2 of us. So with him gone and the 2 of us having to collaborate face to face a lot more often, it just became too difficult for me to work with. And to be honest, I just kind of got the impression I was not being respected for all of my hard work and my contributions, and I was not being respected as a person either, because I think I do come off like really silly, and I speak whatever's on my mind, and I don't think that really fits into what some people see as the ideal like classical atelier student or teacher. I don't know, maybe that's in my head, but either way, I quit. There were many reasons as to why I quit, and I'll talk about that in the next video, because this video is getting way too long. Many legitimate reasons, not even related to art school, but it was an appropriate time for me to quit. I was thinking about quitting anyway for other life reasons. And I think the most hurtful part about quitting is I really miss the students. Like every single year, when teaching got more stressful, I would think like, oh, maybe I'll quit next year and just go back to being a full-time artist, because teaching is actually really hard to balance with also having a full-time art job, like, doing gallery work, doing social media. That's one of the reasons why I kind of fell off the wagon in terms of posting online frequently. But, every time I thought about quitting, I would think like, oh, but, like these students just started and I really want to see them through to graduation. And then the next year, a new batch of students come in and I fall in love with those students and I'm like, oh my God, they're so awesome. I want to see them through to graduation. And so it's this like never ending cycle where I feel like I'm always being roped into staying because I care about each batch of students that come in. So yeah, this year quitting, severing myself from that cycle was probably a good thing in terms of like giving me more time to focus on my life goals and also focus on my gallery work. I am scheduled to do some solo work soon, like in the next year or so, and I really want to just like lock in on those. But yeah, I really miss the students, and I am keeping in touch with everyone, but just not as their teacher anymore, and that makes me really sad. But I think like in terms of my mental well-being, it's really nice to not have to work next to someone who like, just mansplain stuff to me all day. So yeah, that's kind of my art school life update. Yeah, I finished the program a little bit early. I loved it. I learned a lot. I tried teaching for a little over 2 years. It had its ups and downs, mostly ups. I feel like I learned a lot about, what's important to me in art, what I want to, like the message I want to preach, the lessons I want to teach in terms of art, like not just technical skills, but our approaches to art. And yeah, I think I'm ready to end that chapter of my life and start the next chapter, which I will talk about in the next video. I'm hoping to post it next week just because these videos are getting too long. But yeah, hopefully this gave you all some insight into what I've been up to the last 4 years. And in the next video, I'll share even more about what I've been up to and why I haven't been posting as much. But thank you all so much for sticking with me all this whole time and, supporting me without even realizing it. And I've really missed you all. And yeah, I hope to follow up with you soon in the next video. Bye.
And of course, you guessed it, my eternal never-ending sale is still going on in my shop. So if you'd like 20% off your order of prints and originals, just enter the code HOLIDAY at happyd-artist.com. And if you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and even surprise art gift boxes. All available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and supporting the art community. I've been using Squarespace for 10 years now, and it's been an integral part of being able to make a living as an artist. Aside from their beautiful customizable templates and easy-to-use interface, Squarespace now has so many robust tools to help make website building be both effective and intuitive. There's a new design intelligence feature that uses a combination of industry experience and cutting-edge AI to help you make a website bespoke to your brand and digital identity. Squarespace takes the intimidation out of setting up an online shop with their intuitive e-commerce platform that accepts every type of payment method you can imagine, all with just a few simple clicks, so you can easily sell your work all around the world. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/happydartist to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Also, if you want to check out more artworks, works in progress, and just random daily artist adventures, feel free to check out my Instagram, and you can follow me at the handle @happydartist.